Hey, hey, folks! Welcome back to Tea with Jesus. We're reading Daniel. We're gonna read Daniel chapter 2 today, and definitely chapter 2, and then we'll go from there. All right. Again, I'm not someone who knows a whole lot about scripture or that, but I like reading scripture. I feel like almost every time, I shouldn't say every time, but almost every time I do see something that I didn't see before or whatever. Anyways, we're gonna read together, and I am using the King James version in case you're wondering. Excuse me. And again, my pronunciation of some of these names, sometimes I get it correct, sometimes I don't. So Daniel chapter 2. And in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, oh my gosh, somebody did tell me how I could pronounce that. And I always forget. Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams, but we all know who I'm speaking about. Wherewith his spirit was troubled, and in his sleep brake from him. Then the king commanded to all to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldeans. I might need some more light. Sorry guys, I think I need some more light so I can see the words. And the sorcerers and the Chaldeans, for to show the king his dream. So they came and stood before the king. And the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Then spake the... Is that an A or an L? Chaldeans to the king of Syriac, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation. And the king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. If ye will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces, and your house shall be made a dunghill. But if ye show the dream and the interpretation thereof, ye shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore, show me the dream and the interpretation thereof. They answered again and said, let the king tell his servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation of it. The king answered and said, I know of certainty that ye would gain the time, because ye see the thing is gone from me. But if ye will not make known unto me the dream, there is but one decree for you. For ye have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me, till the time be changed. Therefore, tell me the dream, and I shall know that ye can show me the interpretation thereof. The Chaldeans answered before the king and said, there is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matter. Therefore, there is no king, Lord, nor ruler, that asks such things at any magician or astrologer or Chaldean. And it is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is none other that can show it before the king, except the gods whose dwelling is not with flesh. For this cause the king was angry and very furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. One sec, my eyes watering. Then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. He answered and said to Arioch, the king's captain, why is the decree so hasty from the king? Then Arioch made the thing known to Daniel. Some of these names, if I feel like I can pronounce them better if I hear somebody else say them. Nebuchadnezzar. I try to say it in my head. Nebuchadnezzar. I don't know. Then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time, and that he would show the king the interpretation. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions, that they would desire mercies of the God of heaven concerning the secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. I must have a watery eye this morning. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of God for ever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. I thank thee and praise thee, O God of my fathers, who hast given me wisdom and might, and hast made known unto me now what we desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter. Therefore Daniel went in unto Arioch, Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, Destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will show unto the king the interpretation. Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said thus unto him, I have found a man of the captives of Judah, that will make known unto the king the interpretation. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar. Art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, The secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king. But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter, and he that revealeth secrets make known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom, that I have more than any living, but for their sakes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given unto thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall rule over all the earth. Okay, let's finish reading this. A thought just came to mind. Let me read that again. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given unto thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him. The king answered unto Daniel and said, Of a truth it is that your God is a God of gods and a Lord of kings and a revealer of secrets, seeing thou couldst reveal this secret. Then the king made Daniel a great man, and gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon, but Daniel sat in the gate of the king. I feel like I kind of want to Google something right quick, which I'm going to. 1 second, guys. Ooh, that's the weather app. What did I do? Oh. Darn it. Sorry, guys. 1 sec. There we go. Does the book of Daniel talk about end times? I feel like it does. Okay, not yet. Okay. Daniel chapter 2. Oops. 5 kingdoms. Sometimes I use Google because I don't understand. So, the head of gold is Babylon. Silver is Persia. Bronze, Greece. Iron, clay is Rome. And then Jesus, the bedrock, the church. Daniel 2, the times of the Gentiles. Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Here it shows the head of gold, the 606 BC Babylonian Empire. The silver as 538 BC Medo-Persian Empire. The brass as 333 BC Grecian Empire. The iron as 63 BC Rome, but it says not named. And then of course the feet, Christ. But it's like a timeline though of me being me, though. I would never understand that without me also trying to get help. But then you gotta go read several people's interpretation. Like someone else, King Nebuchadnezzar's dream. So like the head made of gold represented King Nebuchadnezzar. The chest and arms made of silver represented Persia. The belly and thighs, made of bronze, represented Greece. The legs, made of iron, represented Roman Empire. The feet, made of iron and clay, represented divided Roman Empire. And then the rock represented Kingdom of Jesus. Looks like a lot of people, though, have the exact same thing, except for interpretation. But one person, for instance, has all the same, like gold is Babylon, silver is Persia, bronze is Greece, iron's Rome, iron, clay. They have question marks. Because again, not everybody knows, like someone like me, for instance. But iron, clay, the divided Roman Empire, because it's iron and clay, it doesn't really mix or mesh well together. That would make sense, right? You could even go on Pinterest too. There's so much good stuff on Pinterest with trying to understand. But I'm kind of curious about this. Okay. I don't know. Alright, we're just going to read Daniel. Did I read chapter 2? Yeah, chapter 2. I'm going to leave it there for today. And so it's going to go up today. Thursday will be the next. We'll read chapter 3 of Daniel on Thursday. How do you guys feel about me reading, like, because I don't want to confuse anybody and also don't want to confuse myself either. Do any of you like reading more than one chapter of scripture at a time? Let me know if you do or not. Sometimes I do. It depends on what it is. Like, I don't mind, like, reading Psalms or Proverbs, or sometimes, like, I will read, like, just as an example, like, I could see me reading Daniel and then another chapter. Maybe, what would be a good one? Escalates? Honestly, there's still, I haven't even finished this one. Oh my gosh, Tammy. I was reading Escalates and looks like chapter 8 was the last one I read there. Why did I know why, because I get distracted. I get so distracted. Anyways, let me know. I also want to read the book of John in that too, but it's like Daniel. I want to read the book of Daniel. All right. Yeah. Leave any comments. Talk to me in the comments, guys. I, generally speaking, do get back to the comments eventually. Anyways, Thursday. I'll be back for another read on Thursday. And if I feel like doing one before then as well, I will. I try to keep it to making sure I actually do this and stay on it when I have no work, my days off. Although I've been home on bed rest the past couple of days. Technically I should have been at work today, but I was like, you know what? I should have done it the other day. Do it today. Thursday will be the next one. Anyways, thanks for being here with me, guys. And yeah, until then, God bless. Have a good one.